Today we were doing the disorders, that is the mutation which causes disorders, various kind of disorders in humans. The first topic we had done was the chromosomal disorders, and in chromosomal disorders we studied about the first subtype, that is the autosomal disorder, and that is the autosomes, they get the triploidy of autosomes occurs resulting in the Down syndrome. Then was chromosomal, the sex chromosomal disorders, in which we have done two, the Turner syndrome and the Klinefelter syndrome. Okay. Then we have to do about the Mendelian disorders, and in Mendelian disorders, we will observe that the whole ploidy of chromosome is not changing. Okay, you understand ploidy, the total set of chromosomes, how many sets of chromosomes are present? One, haploid, two, diploid. If one is extra or one is less, aneuploid. If many copy of all chromosomes are there, we call it as polyploidy. Three copies, triploidy. So ploidy means how many set of chromosomes are present. Okay. So now we were talking about chromosomal disorders in which the entire set of chromosome was increased or decreased by one or more chromosomes. Now we will not talk about the ploidy of the chromosomes in case of Mendelian disorders is absolutely right. Whether the person is suffering from sickle cell anemia or is a normal healthy person like all of us. Okay, the ploidy of the chromosome will not change. That is, it will have both the humans will have 46 chromosomes in all the cells of their body. Then what is resulting in this disorder? This disorder is resulting because of any change in the genes present in the chromosome. So now we are talking about Mendelian inheritance because Mendel did not talk about chromosome. He did not talk about the ploidy. He talked about only the genes, which he called as the traits, characters. So now we are seeing how the characters are changing because of change in the genes. So yes, a normal gene of normal hemoglobin and a sickle cell gene can be called as the two alleles of the same gene. Okay, and alleles was the word that was given by Mendel. So that is why the Mendelian disorders means the change in the gene. So let us see the various types of Mendelian disorders. So the first type of Mendelian disorder we'll be studying is, let's quickly do what was done before, that is in mutation. What is happening in, what do you mean by mutation? A mutation is a phenotypic means external characters. The phenotypic variation occurring due to change in a gene or a DNA sequence. The whole DNA sequence has changed, as I showed you on board yesterday. Addition, deletion, point mutation, alternation, all these are various types, various methods by which mutation can occur. The organism that undergoes, now if suppose I have undergone a mutation, then I will be called as the mutant form. I'll be called as a mutant of Homo sapien. Okay, so the loss of gene, insertion, duplication, all these things, they lead to changes in the structure of chromosome. When the sequence of chromosomes or the structure of chromosome changes, then we use the term chromosomal aberrations. So this word chromosomal aberration means any change that has occurred in the chromosome because of deletion, addition, duplication, inversion, etc. Okay. Then is the other word, that is gene mutation. Now we are not talking about the entire chromosome. This portion of the chromosome is controlling a particular character, so we are calling that as a gene. When changes occur only in this gene, then we call it as gene mutation, not the entire chromosome. So this gene is a part of a chromosome. So now we are talking about only this genetic mutation. The mutation that takes place due to change in the single base pair of a gene, that is the sequence of the gene. What do you mean by base pairs of a gene? We did in biomolecules. I told you biomolecules chapter beta is very important. It has reference to so many, 4 different chapters of class 12 has relation to the chapter biomolecules. That is why when we did biomolecules, I said maybe they have less weightage in 11, but this is a very important chapter as per your 12, because biomolecules you studied about the structure of DNA, and we did the structure of DNA in detail. Okay, and we studied that the DNA is double helical, and the orientation is reverse. If one is 5' to 3', the other is 3' to 5', and in between it has a ladder-like structure. Why does it have a ladder-like structure? The sugar and the phosphate backbone are making the poles of this ladder, and what is present in between? The nitrogenous bases are present. If suppose here is adenine, then here will be always thymine. and this adenine and thymine together, this whole portion will be called as one base pair. Similarly, in case of DNA, base pairs, they attach with one another along this pole, and the structure of DNA is formed, and then it becomes helically coiled. Okay, so same thing here when we're talking about single base means instead of A, T, G or C has come, instead of G, C, A, T, something else has come, any other nucleotide has entered in the place of the original nucleotide, then we call it as the gene mutation. For example, sickle cell anemia, if only one base has changed, we call it as single gene mutation, which is also called as SNP, single nucleotide polymorphism. Polymorphism means the different forms of a gene created because of change in only one nucleotide. Okay, a very good example is sickle cell anemia. How sickle cell anemia is a single nucleotide polymorphism, that we'll study in these slides itself. Okay, then is frame shift mutations, deletion, insertion of a base pair of DNA is called as frame shift mutation. I told you the reading frame has changed. These three nucleotides, as we'll study about the genetic code, these three nucleotides were together coding for, suppose, methionine. Okay, if suppose this nucleotide changes and in the place of this nucleotide, some other nucleotide come and takes its place, the type of amino acid coded for by this triplet codon will change. If the sequence of amino acid changes, you all are 11th class students and biomolecules, we did in detail. You know what is the importance of the right sequence of amino acid in the structure of protein. If the sequence of the amino acid changes, then the change in the structure of the protein will occur, and if the structure of the protein changes, its function is going to change. So this is what they are saying. If suppose instead of, if these were the nucleotides, this is how the arrangement was done. If suppose one nucleotide gets deleted, the sequence, the codon sequence will change. Okay, so this is deletion. If suppose instead of this a new nucleotide gets inserted, then again the sequence of reading of this nucleotide will change, a different protein will be formed. Okay, so this is what we mean by deletion or insertion in the gene. Okay, not in the entire chromosome, in the gene. Okay, so let's proceed. Genetic disorders, we have studied that we can categorize genetic disorders into two categories, the Mendelian disorders and the chromosomal disorders. Chromosomal disorders we have done yesterday. We had divided. Yes, Aditya?
मैम कैन इट बी अ सिचुएशन कि मतलब एक जीन में म्यूटेशन हुआ बट वो फिर वापस से हट गया और उसकी वजह से दूसरे जीन में चेंजेस आ गए?
But see, we cannot say in biology, we cannot say that this thing is not possible at all, because we have structures called as jumping genes, also transposomes. They have the ability to jump from one place to another, so they may get incorporated in some genes, they may move away from that genes, jump to some other gene and cause any change in their change in that place. So jumping genes or transposomes is a common concept in plants, so in animals. So this is something like there is no possibility to which as biologists we can say no, quite possible. Okay, but not commonly seen, right? So then we come to chromosomal disorders. Chromosomal disorders we had divided into two parts: the disorders occurring in the autosomes, that is Down syndrome, the disorders occurring in the sex chromosome, that is Turner's and Klinefelter syndrome. We did that yesterday. Characteristics, how they are caused, etc. we had studied. So today our motive is to complete the Mendelian disorders. Let us see the first Mendelian disorders and why are we calling it as the Mendelian disorders. Mendel never discovered anything. Then why are we calling them the Mendelian disorders? Because they are determined by alternation or mutation in a single gene. The entire chromosome or the ploidy of organism is not changing. The gene is there, and within the gene some changes has occurred, because of which the gene has changed its function, or the function has got slightly modified. Okay, these genetic disorders are mainly caused by changes or alternation in a single gene or due to the abnormalities in the genome. Any change which occurs in the genome or the gene will result in these disorders. These conditions will be present since the childbirth. They are not acquired traits. Class 10, heredity and evolution, inherited traits and acquired traits. So these Mendelian disorders, these chromosomal disorders are all inherited traits. They are never an acquired trait. Okay. They can be predicted on the history of a family with the help of family tree. That is why we studied pedigree analysis. If suppose the problem of a particular Mendelian disorder is there in the family, a particular chromosomal disorder is there in the family, and we want to find out, okay, now this child is about to take birth, this couple is, the female is about to give birth to a child. What can be the possibility? What can be the type? Will this child suffer from this disease? Because this is a very life-threatening disease. Will he suffer from hemophilia? Will he suffer from cystic fibrosis or not? Okay, so we want to find out, because if it is very life threatening, that is the gene is coming in its dominant form, the chances of gene coming in its dominant form, then the severity will be very high, and that will affect the normal life of that organism, that person. So that is why the MTPs can be undertaken. Okay, the process of analysis is called pedigree analysis, and it obeys the principle of Mendelian inheritance during transmission from one generation to another. That is, just like Mendelian traits were getting transferred, out of the two alleles, the two forms of the gene, only one will go for gamete formation. The one gamete will come from father, one will come from mother. They will come together and form the new child, the characters of the new child. Same thing is followed in pedigree analysis also. Okay? And even Mendelian disorders, they follow the same way, the way that Mendelian traits were behaving. Okay. Example: hemophilia, color blindness, cystic fibrosis, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, etc. are some of the diseases. Let us see the first type of disease. In your book, there are 4 diseases, Mendelian disorders, that have been taken up. So we'll be doing these 4 disorders in detail. First is hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, and phenylketonuria. So these 4 we'll be discussing today. Now, what is hemophilia? Let us understand from this diagram. In this diagram, what you can see here is that this is okay. See here, this is a normal blood vessel. The blood vessel which is carrying blood inside our body in a normal person who's non-hemophilic. If suppose due to any injury, the blood vessel breaks, rupture of the blood vessel occurs, and the blood starts oozing out, then what will happen? After some time, the clot formation will occur and the blood will stop flowing. But in a hemophilic person, what will happen in a hemophilic person? In a hemophilic person, if suppose this is a normal blood vessel and a cut occurs in this normal blood vessels and the blood starts oozing out, then what will happen? The blood will not clot, or will take a very long time. This is not that it is never going to clot. It will take a very long time to clot, and this may result in excessive loss of blood. And if suppose the disease, the injury is very strong, that is, the many blood vessels have got ruptured, then chances of death are also there, because quick clotting of blood, like in a normal individual, will not take place. Excessive blood loss will occur, and that transfusions have to be undertaken to save the life of that person. Okay, and hemophilia, we know hemophilia is running in the family of the Great Royal Britain family. Okay, it is a genetic disease which is running in this family. It is a sex-linked recessive disorder. Now, what do you mean by sex-linked recessive disorder? If I'm saying it is sex-linked, I told you we use the term sex-linked for X-linked. Till the date, we do not use the word sex-linked for any Y-linked disorders. Otherwise, sex chromosomes are both. X and Y both are sex chromosomes. But because X chromosome has variety of genes and Y chromosome has hardly any genes, the gene for except gene for maleness. That is why all the genetic disorders, they are generally caused due to deformities in the X chromosomes. Sex-linked disease means the gene for this disease is present on the X chromosome, and it is a recessive disorder. Why are we calling it as a recessive disorder? It is a recessive disorder because only when both the X chromosomes are of the disease type, only then the disease will be caused. So a recessive type of a disease is the disease which is caused only when both the copies of the gene present on the 2X chromosome are affected. Now, the problem with hemophilia is because it is an X-linked disorders, and males, just a minute, I'll take the doubts in the end. So, because males have got only one X chromosome, And if that only X chromosome which is present in males is of affected type, the males will suffer from this disease. So chances of males getting affected is very high. If suppose the mother is only a carrier, so chances are that the daughters may not be affected if she's married to a normal non-hemophilic person. Then what will happen? The chances are that the daughters will be carriers or will not be affected. But the majority of males, 50% of the male offsprings produced born to such a couple will have chances of hemophilia. क्योंकि एक भी affected X गया मतलब disease will be caused, because उसको counter करने के लिए दूसरी normal dominant gene is not present. ठीक है, इसको कैसे समझ सकते हैं हम? कैपिटल T स्मॉल t was resulting in tallness. अगर कैपिटल T है ही नहीं, अकेली स्मॉल t ही प्रेजेंट है, तो वो डॉर्फनेस ही कॉज करेगी, क्योंकि उसको काउंटर करने के लिए कोई डोमिनेंट जीन है ही नहीं. Okay, so it is a sex-linked recessive disorder, and males are, the chances of males getting affected is more because males have only one X chromosome. They don't have another X chromosome to counter it. Okay, so the defective individual continuously bleed to a simple cut. थोड़ा सा cut हुआ, continuous bleeding will take place, and it is a type of sex-linked recessive disorders. This type of genetic disorder is caused when the affected gene located on X chromosome. Therefore, males are frequently affected. एक भी affected X आ गया, so they will suffer from the disease. The gene for hemophilia is located on X chromosome. Sorry. That's happened. Okay, so in this disease, a single protein that is involved in clotting of blood is affected. So now what is happening? What is causing this disease? Why blood fails to clot? Because we know that there are 13 to 14 blood clotting factors. We've done in class 11 the details of the blood clotting factors. So if one of these blood clotting factor is not formed properly, this results in non-clotting of blood. Okay, so that means the gene for making of that factor is present on X chromosome, and if that factor is not made properly, this will result in non-clotting of blood. The disease is transmitted from unaffected female carrier to some of the male progeny. Unaffected, matlab the mother herself is not suffering from disease but is a carrier. Circle with a dot in the pedigree analysis. Matlab ki what will be the condition in the female? If the female has the condition of one hemophilic gene and the other normal gene, तो chances are कि अगर वो affected वाली gene जितने भी sons में जाएगी, all those sons will be hemophilic, क्योंकि sons को तो सिर्फ एक X चाहिए, और वो अगर affected वाला आ गया, they will suffer from hemophilia. Okay, it is a very rare type of disease among females, because for a female to get a disease, the mother should be either hemophilic or carrier, but the father should be hemophilic. Father hemophilic होना ही चाहिए, तो fathers के पास तो एक ही X gene है, और वो affected वाली होगी तभी he will give that gene to the daughter. Okay, so for females to be affected, to be suffering from this disease, the mother should be either a carrier or a sufferer of hemophilia, and father should always be hemophilic. जबकि poor sons, उनके केस में क्या है, father अगर normal भी है और mother is a carrier, then also they can suffer from hemophilia. Okay, so let us see how the transmission takes place. So this is the hemophilic gene, that is the affected gene which is present on X chromosome. Y chromosome पे तो gene होती नहीं है. Okay, and mother is unaffected. So chances क्या होंगे? The daughter will be carriers. Yes. No son. Sorry, the father has. Yes, बेटा.
मैम बट ये तो रेसेसिव है ना, तो फिर मैम मेल्स में कैसे आएगा?
रिसेसिव है इसीलिए तो रिसेसिव है, मतलब मैंने आपको भी एग्जांपल से समझाया ना, कैपिटल T स्मॉल t was causing tallness, क्योंकि तो कैपिटल T was dominant over स्मॉल t. लेकिन एक कंडीशन इमेजिन करो, ऑल्दो प्लांट्स में ऐसी कंडीशन नहीं होती है कि सपोज अकेला स्मॉल t है और उसको काउंटर करने के लिए कैपिटल T है ही नहीं, तो क्या होगा? व्हाट टाइप ऑफ कैरेक्टर? ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कैरेक्टर शो ही नहीं करे, एक जीन भी अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस तो करेगी. कौन सा कैरेक्टर शो होगा? आदित्य, गिव मी द आंसर. कौन सा कैरेक्टर शो होगा? कैपिटल T स्मॉल t इज द कंडीशन. अगर उसमें कैपिटल T रही ही नहीं, ओनली स्मॉल t बच जाए, तो व्हाट टाइप ऑफ फिनोटाइपिक कैरेक्टर विल डेवलप इन द प्लांट?
मैम स्मॉल t का दिखेगा.
ड्वार्फनेस की ही, क्योंकि
Yes,
वही
ma'am.
जीन बची है, वही अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करेगी. नाउ फादर इज हैविंग द इफेक्टेड जीन, और उसको काउंटर करने के लिए कोई दूसरी नॉर्मल प्रोटीन को बनाने वाली जीन है ही नहीं, बिकॉज देयर इज नो जीन प्रेजेंट ऑन वाई क्रोमोसोम एक्सेप्ट द जीन फॉर मेलनेस. तो उसको काउंटर करने के लिए कि जब कोई जीन है ही नहीं, तो ये अकेली जीन ही अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कर देगी. एंड द फादर विल सफर फ्रॉम हीमोफिलिया, दैट मेल विल सफर
बट
फ्रॉम
मैम
हीमोफिलिया.
बट मैम जो फीमेल प्रोजेनी होगी वो भी तो इफेक्ट होगी ना इससे, अगर एक भी आ गया तो.
बिल्कुल वो कैरियर होंगे, बट उनमें डिजीज के चांसेस बहुत कम होंगे. वाई डिजीज से सफर करने के चांसेस कम होंगे? बिकॉज अगर इस कंडीशन में देखो, इन दिस कंडीशन द फादर वाज हीमोफिलिक एंड द मदर वाज नॉर्मल, देन आल्सो द फीमेल वाज नॉट सफरिंग फ्रॉम अ डिजीज. दे वर कैरियर्स. कैरियर है, इनमें हीमोफिलिया नहीं होगा. They are just carriers and all males are normal. Let us see the second condition. In this, the father is unaffected, is not suffering from hemophilia. Mother is simply a carrier. Mother भी अपने आप में hemophilic नहीं है, simply a carrier. So chances are that either the daughters will be normal or will be carriers. But sons के case में क्या होगा? 50% will be normal and 50% will suffer from the disease. क्योंकि मदर का ये डिजीज एक्स इस वाई के साथ अगर जब भी कंबाइन करेगा, इट विल रिजल्ट इन डिजीज. जबकि डॉटर्स के केस में ना इस कंडीशन में दे वर सफरिंग फ्रॉम डिजीज, ना इस कंडीशन में दे आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम डिजीज. व्हेन विल दे ओनली सफर फ्रॉम अ डिजीज? द फीमेल्स विल ओनली सफर फ्रॉम अ डिजीज व्हेन फादर इज हीमोफिलिक एंड मदर इज ईदर मदर भी हीमोफिलिक है, तब तो सारे बच्चे हीमोफिलिक होंगे. ठीक है, बट अगर मदर कैरियर है, देन only then in that condition the females will 50, then also 50% of the females will suffer from disease and 50% will be carriers. लेकिन इस कंडीशन में भी और इससे पहले वाली कंडीशन में भी मेल्स वर वी वर हैविंग अ सफरर मेल. ओके, जबकि दोनों पेरेंट्स में वो साइन नहीं थे. हमें बाहर से देखने में तो लगेगा पेरेंट्स तो एकदम नॉर्मल है, बच्चे में हीमोफिलिया आ गया. कहाँ से आ गया? बिकॉज द मदर वाज अ कैरियर. इन दिस केस ओनली द फादर वाज इफेक्टेड, मदर वाज नॉर्मल. Still the chances of 50% males becoming hemophilic are there. तो अगर इन तीनों ग्राफ्स की समरी हम बनाएं, तो एक हमें समरी क्या पता चलती है? The chances of males suffering from hemophilia are more than females suffering from hemophilia. ठीक है आदित्य, this is what I'm trying to tell you by these three graphs. Got it? Okay, so let us proceed. Hemophilia में the female suffering from disease only in homozygous condition. जब ये दोनों HH, this H and दोनों genes of X are the affected type, only then they will suffer from disease. Females becoming hemophilic is extremely rare because mother या तो carrier होनी चाहिए और the father should always be hemophilic. Only then the females will suffer from hemophilia. Affected person transmits the disease only to the son. अगर affected father, यहाँ पे एक word miss out हो गया है, father. The affected father transmits the disease only to the son, not to the daughters. The affected mother. I'm sorry that the word miss हुआ, that is mother. The affected mother transmits the disease only to the son, not to the daughter. क्योंकि daughter में जा भी रहा है और अगर father से normal X आ गया तो वो carrier हो जाएगी. The daughter will not suffer from a disease. लेकिन अगर एक भी X mother का affected वाला X अगर sons में चला गया, the son will suffer from hemophilia. Daughters can receive the disease from both mother and father. जबकि sons will receive it only from their mother. Father से कभी disease आ ही नहीं सकती, क्योंकि father से तो हमेशा Y chromosome ही आएगा. Okay, so this is what is hemophilia. Now we'll start with the second Mendelian disorder, that is color blindness. सबसे पहले तो we need to understand कि color blindness होता क्या है, what is color blindness. उसके बाद we'll study कि किस तरीके का disease है. Yes आदित्य.
मैम तो कोई ऐसा केस हो सकता है कि मतलब हर केस में प्रोजेनी मतलब या तो कैरियर होगी या फिर मतलब इफेक्टेड पर्सन होगी?
डिपेंडिंग अपॉन ना पेरेंट्स में क्या जीनोटाइप है, ये तो आप पेडिग्री चार्ट बना करके देखोगे या फिर पनेट स्क्वायर बना करके आप देखोगे. भी आपको पता है कि एक है XHY और दूसरा एक सिंपल HH. ठीक है, XX है, तो आप पनेट स्क्वायर बना लो ना. अगर X और Y है तो दो तरीके के गैमेट्स बनेंगे. इफेक्टेड X वाला तो पनेट स्क्वायर से हमें फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा. एक जनरलाइज स्टेटमेंट हम नहीं दे सकते. कैसी प्रोजेनी बनेगी डिपेंड अपॉन द जेनेटिक कंडीशन ऑफ द पेरेंट्स. पेरेंट्स इफेक्टेड है या पेरेंट्स कैरियर्स. ठीक है, फादर तो कैरियर कभी हो ही नहीं सकता, वो हमेशा या तो इफेक्टेड होगा या नॉर्मल होगा. ओके, फीमेल्स कैन बी कैरियर्स ऑफ अ डिजीज आल्सो, नॉर्मल आल्सो एंड डिजीज्ड आल्सो. ओके, So can we proceed with color blindness? Okay, so what is color blindness? सबसे पहले तो color blindness का मतलब क्या होता है? It doesn't mean blindness. The person is able to see but is not able to demarcate between red and green color in dim light. जब less light में we are not able to demarcate between red and green coloration, then this is known as color blindness. Now, what results in color blindness? Let us see here. The normal human retina consists of two types of light sensitive cells. एक तो rods which help us to see in low light, and the second is cone cells which are active in normal daylight and responsible for color perception. What type of a color we are seeing is perception के लिए cones are responsible. We have done about rods and cones when we did the chapter of the sense organs. The structure of eye हमने किया था, हमने rods and cones उसमें किया था, and we studied कि rods are responsible for vision in low light and cones are responsible for vision in bright light. ठीक है? अभी cones तीन तरीके के हो सकते हैं. Normally there are three kinds of cones, that is the red cone, the green cone and the blue cone, and इनकी normal percentage ये होती है. Okay, red cones are 64%, green cones are 52% and blue cones are 2%. Now what happens in case of color blindness? The most common cause of color blindness is an inherited problem in the development of one or more of the three sets of color sensing cones in the eye. ठीक है, इन तीनों में से अगर कोई एक कोन नहीं बन पाया तो लाइट के लिए, उस कलर के लिए हमारी सेंसिटिविटी कम हो जाती है. वी बिकम कलर ब्लाइंड फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर कलर. ठीक है, तो व्हाट रिजल्ट्स इन कलर ब्लाइंडनेस? ये जो तीन तरीके के कोन्स हैं, all these, any one of these cones, one or two of these cones are not formed properly. तो dim light में तो हमें ठीक दिखेगा because rods are responsible for it, but bright light में हम colors का demarcation ठीक से नहीं कर पाएंगे because one or the more types of cones are not present in our body. Why? Because the genes for the production of these cones has been altered, has been changed in such a way that cones ठीक से proper cones are not being formed. ठीक है? Now let us see how is it transmitted. It is a X-linked recessive disorder, बिल्कुल हीमोफीलिया की तरह. The gene for this color blindness is present on X chromosome. X-linked है मतलब X chromosome linked. It is present on X chromosome, and in which the person, what happens in this, the person cannot identify few colors. जो भी cones नहीं बनेगा, वो वाले colors को वो demarcate कर नहीं सकता है. Okay? Males are more likely to be colorblind. Poor males. ठीक है, सारे के सारे जितने भी boys students हैं, they must be wondering सारी problems तो boys को ही होती हैं. Okay? You have just one X chromosome. So one X chromosome means जो भी gene, अगर affected gene is present on X chromosome और वो अकेली भी आएगी, it will cause the disease. Females में अगर अकेला affected X आया और दूसरा X normal आया, they will be the carriers of that disease. They will not suffer from that disease. So that's a God grace given to females. Okay. So males are more likely to be colorblind than females, as the genes responsible for the most common forms of color blindness are on X chromosome. ठीक है, और भी जगह हो सकती है, पर जो कलर ब्लाइंडनेस इस डिजीज के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, और वो ज्यादातर जीन्स एक्स क्रोमोसोम्स पर प्रेजेंट होती है. As females have two X chromosome, the defect in one is typically compensated by the other, तो वो carriers बन जाती है. Males have one X chromosome, अगर वही affected वाला आ गया, तो it will result in the genetic disorder. Okay, so this is what happens in color blindness. This is what a normal person sees, and this is what a color blind person sees. See, so demarcating between, अगर इसमें red color वाली जो cones हैं वो ठीक से नहीं बनी है, तो what will happen? Red color वो demarcate ही नहीं कर पाएगा. ठीक है, so this is what happens. The color sensation for color, वो vision उसका है, but वो colors को demarcate नहीं कर पा रहा है. This is a case of color blindness. Okay, so next, is this clear? कलर ब्लाइंडनेस कैसे स्प्रेड होगा, उसका ग्राफ भी बिल्कुल हीमोफीलिया के जैसे ही बनेगा. फादर इफेक्टेड है, मदर कैरियर है, तो चांसेस आर कि 50% ऑफ द मेल्स विल बी इफेक्टेड. ठीक है, और डॉटर्स के केस में द चांसेस आर दैट 50% विल बी कैरियर्स एंड 50% विल बी इफेक्टेड. अगर फादर्स आर नॉट इफेक्टेड एंड मदर इज इफेक्टेड, तो 50% मेल्स इफेक्ट होंगे, जबकि ऑल डॉटर्स कैन बी ईदर कैरियर्स और नॉर्मल, दे विल नॉट सफर. तो वो जो ग्राफ्स हमने 3 ग्राफ्स करे थे, वो सेम ग्राफ चेंज H की जगह S लिख करके सिकल, सॉरी, what we were discussing, that is color blindness, C लिख करके हम उन्हीं सेम ग्राफ्स को यूज कर सकते हैं. Fine, I'm talking about these graphs. these same graphs can be used. ये जो 3 हमने conditions करी थी, इसमें सिर्फ H की जगह अगर हम C लिखते हैं, क्योंकि कलर ब्लाइंडनेस की जीन भी X पर ही प्रेजेंट है, तो सेम ग्राफ में यही कंडीशन हम सिकल सेल कलर ब्लाइंडनेस के लिए भी शो कर सकते हैं. Okay, then we move to the third type of Mendelian disorders, that is sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia, सबसे पहले तो we should know what is anemia. Anemia is the lack of oxygen carrying capacity of blood. ठीक है, blood cells जो है, जो हमारी RBCs हैं, जिनमें hemoglobin protein है, that is responsible for binding oxygen and carrying oxygen from one place to another. And in order for any protein to carry out its function, it should have an intact 3-dimensional structure. अगर उसका 3-dimensional structure जरा भी change होता है, उसका function change हो जाएगा, and now it will not be able to bind to oxygen and carry this oxygen. So now what happens in case of sickle cell anemia? Why the name has been given? So this is a kind of a sickle. Sickle in Hindi we call it farsa, which is used for cutting of crops. Manual harvesting के लिए जो use किया जाता है. Okay, so because this RBCs become sickle shaped, that is why it is called a sickle cell anemia. Why? Because now these sickled RBCs cannot bind to oxygen and cannot carry oxygen, resulting in loss of or reduction in oxygen carrying capacity of blood, which is another meaning of anemia. Okay, this is the normal discoid shape of RBCs, and this is the sickle shaped RBC. Okay, let's proceed. What is sickle cell anemia? It is an autosomal recessive disorder. ये चीजें हमें ध्यान रखनी पड़ेंगी. कौन से disorders sex linked हैं, कौन से autosomal हैं. For your practicals also. ठीक है? Pedigree chart को analyze करने के लिए we discussed how to analyze a pedigree chart. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. सबसे पहले तो autosomal मतलब the gene for this disease is not present on sex chromosome, it is present on autosome. Second thing, when both the copy of the autosome is disease type, only then this disease will occur. अगर एक disease gene है एक chromosome पर और उसके दूसरे homologous chromosome पर normal gene present है, the person will be a carrier of the disease but not a sufferer of the disease. ये recessive disorder है. I hope this is clear. So let's proceed. According to Mendelian genetics, its inheritance pattern follows inheritance from 2 carrying parents. क्योंकि इसमें X and Y वाला तो condition है ही नहीं कि fathers will give only one X chromosome या sons will have only one X chromosome. Both the son, daughter and the boy. Kunal, just a minute, let me finish the statement and then I'll take up your doubt. Both the son and the daughter are getting one set of autosome from mother and one set of autosome from the father. Equal chances are कि उनके पास अगर दोनों के पास से diseased वाले autosomes आए, only then they will suffer from disease. अगर एक के पास से normal gene वाला autosome आया और दूसरे के पास से diseased वाला आया, then they will only be sufferers of, sorry, they will be carriers, not sufferers of disease. Yes, Kunal.
मैम रिसेसिव वाला
बेटा रिसेसिव कोई भी डिसऑर्डर को हम रिसेसिव तब कहते हैं जो अपने आप को तभी एक्सप्रेस करे जब दोनों जीन्स एक जैसी हैं. ठीक है, अगर हम ये मानते हैं कि ये जो ब्लू कलर का मार्कर है ये डोमिनेंट जीन है और ये रिसेसिव जीन है, इस कंडीशन में ये रेड जीन अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकती इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ अ नॉर्मल जीन फॉर हीमोग्लोबिन और दूसरे क्रोमोसोम पर है सिकल शेप्ड हीमोग्लोबिन वाली जीन. ठीक है, जब ये कंडीशन होगी तो पर्सन कैरियर जरूर होगा बट वो सिकल सेल एनीमिया से सफर नहीं करेगा क्योंकि उसमें नॉर्मल आरबीसीज बन पाएंगे इस जीन की वजह से. कब वो सिकल सेल होगा, उसमें सिकल सेल एनीमिया इसी केस में होगा जब दोनों रिसेसिव जीन ये पहला ऑटोसोम की कॉपी थी. हम यार डिप्लॉयड ऑर्गेनिजम्स ना, हम ह्यूमंस की बात कर रहे हैं. हर क्रोमोसोम की 2 कॉपी है, हर जीन की 2 कॉपी है और दोनों कॉपीज ऑफ द जीन आर ऑफ द डिजीज्ड टाइप. ओनली देन व्हेन द जीन इफेक्ट्स इटसेल्फ, कॉजेस इटसेल्फ, तो हम ऐसे डिजीजेस को रिसेसिव डिसऑर्डर्स कहते हैं. अगर कोई जीन अपने आप को इस कंडीशन में भी एक्सप्रेस कर दे तो हम उसको डोमिनेंट डिसऑर्डर कहेंगे और अगर वो अपने आप को इसी कंडीशन में एक्सप्रेस कर पा रही है व्हेन बोथ द जीन्स आर सेम टाइप, होमोजाइगस कंडीशन है, तो हम उसको रिसेसिव डिसऑर्डर कहेंगे. इज दिस क्लियर कुणाल?
यस
कुणाल, इज इट क्लियर? ओके, तो अब कॉज क्या है, कौन सी जीन, उस जीन में क्या चेंज हो जाता है. अभी तो हमने देखा डिजीज जीन, एक improperly formed gene है. अब क्या improper है उस gene में? Let us see. It is caused when the glutamic acid in the 6th position of beta globin chain of hemoglobin. Again biomolecules नहीं पढ़ा था ध्यान से, हमने उसको छोड़ दिया था सिलेक्टिव स्टडी में, तो हमें सब कुछ समझने में प्रॉब्लम आएगी. बीटा ग्लोबिन चेन, हीमोग्लोबिन इज व्हाट हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था, प्राइमरी स्ट्रक्चर, सेकेंडरी स्ट्रक्चर्स, टर्शरी एंड क्वाटर्नरी स्ट्रक्चर. हीमोग्लोबिन एक क्वाटर्नरी प्रोटीन है जो कि 4 तरीके के टर्शरी स्ट्रक्चर्स के आपस में जुड़ने से बना है. 2 अल्फा चेन्स एंड 2 बीटा चेन्स, वो आपस में जुड़ते हैं और एक क्वाटर्नरी स्ट्रक्चर बन जाता है हीमोग्लोबिन का. अब हीमोग्लोबिन की अल्फा चेन्स तो चलो नॉर्मल है, उनमें से जो बीटा चेन है उसमें अगर स्लाइट चेंज आ जाए, बिकॉज बीटा चेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट प्रोटीन्स, प्रोटीन्स आर मेड अप ऑफ अमीनो एसिड. ओके, सो when the amino acid present in the 6th position of this beta chain of hemoglobin is replaced by valine. ग्लूटामिक एसिड की जगह इस बीटा चेन में वाले प्रोटीन में ग्लूटामिक एसिड की जगह वैलीन आ गया, तो उस प्रोटीन का शेप चेंज हो जाएगा. एक भी साइड चेन का शेप चेंज हुआ तो पूरे हीमोग्लोबिन का शेप इंटैक्ट नहीं बन पाएगा एंड द आरबीसीज विल बिकम सिकल शेप. मोमेंट दे बिकम सिकल शेप, they will stop carrying, they will not be able to bind to oxygen, oxyhemoglobin बन ही नहीं पाएगा and oxygen will not be carried. Okay, because of this change, this slight change, इतने से change की वजह से पूरा RBC becomes sickle shape and this reduces the oxygen binding capacity of hemoglobin molecule. अब थोड़ा और डिटेल में जाके देखते हैं. अभी हमने पढ़ा कि ग्लूटामिक एसिड की जगह वैलीन आ जाता है. क्यों आ जाता है? चेंजेस अगर हो रहे हैं तो डीएनए में हो रहे हैं, प्रोटीन में कोई चेंज थोड़ी हो रहा है. मतलब डीएनए में ऐसा क्या चेंज हुआ कि बॉडी ने उस जगह पे ग्लूटामिक एसिड की जगह वैलीन को डाल दिया. लेट अस सी दैट चेंज. दिस इज द चेंज व्हिच इज अकरिंग. ये एक नॉर्मल डीएनए सीक्वेंस है फॉर द जीन व्हिच इज मेकिंग अ नॉर्मल बीटा हीमोग्लोबिन चेन. ठीक है, अगर इसमें सिर्फ एक पॉइंट म्यूटेशन, देखो कितना चेंज है, बाकी सब कुछ सेम है, यहाँ ए की जगह सिर्फ टी आ गया. इतने से चेंज की वजह से इस कोडॉन का नेचर चेंज हो गया और बॉडी ने या हमारी एंजाइम्स ने इस सीक्वेंस को रीड करते समय यहाँ पे ग्लूटामिक एसिड की जगह वैलीन डाल दिया. इसीलिए वी कॉल इट एज सिंगल न्यूक्लियोटाइड पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. दिस इज अ केस ऑफ सिंगल न्यूक्लियोटाइड पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. सिर्फ पूरे जीन, इतनी बड़ी जीन है, उसमें एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड के चेंज हो जाने से इतना बड़ा चेंज आया कि पूरा पूरा आरबीसी सिकल शेप हो गया और उसमें ऑक्सीजन कैरिंग कैपेसिटी खत्म हो गई. ओके, सो दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, ग्लूटामिक एसिड इज गेटिंग रिप्लेस्ड बाय वैलीन. व्हाई इज इट गेटिंग रिप्लेस्ड? क्योंकि उनके कोडॉन सीक्वेंस चेंज हो जाता है. इन ग्लूटामिक एसिड GAG कोड्स फॉर ग्लूटामिक एसिड. अगर A की जगह इट इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय T, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ ग्लूटामिक एसिड बॉडी विल ऐड वैलीन एंड वैलीन के ऐड करते ही प्रोटीन का शेप चेंज हो जाएगा and RBC सिकल हो जाएगा. Okay, so let us proceed to the next type of disease, that is cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis, again it is an autosomal recessive disorder. अभी मैंने समझाया था ऑटोसोम्स पर इसकी जीन्स प्रेजेंट है और जब दोनों सेट ऑफ ऑटोसोम्स will be affected, only then this disease will be caused. And what happens in cystic fibrosis? This disease affects the lung and the digestive system, and the body produces thick and sticky mucus that blocks the lung and pancreas. Okay, तो इसमें क्या जेनेटिक चेंज हो रहा है, कहाँ पे कौन सी जीन चेंज हो रही है, उसकी हम बात नहीं करें. We are just saying कि ऑटोसोम्स पर इसकी जीन प्रेजेंट है and that autosomal gene is causing the changes in the structure in such a way, is affecting the body in such a way कि ये जो हमारा normal healthy passage है, ठीक, you can see this cartilaginous ring, मतलब ये trachea दिखा रहे हैं. Okay, तो ये एक normal human का trachea है and in this trachea of a person suffering from cystic fibrosis, बहुत thick, we know कि हमारे trachea में throughout our respiratory system, throughout our digestive system, mucus produce होता है which is protective. अगर ये म्यूकस जरूरत से ज्यादा बनने लगे और बहुत ज्यादा स्टिकी एंड डेंस बनने लगे, इंस्टेड ऑफ गिविंग प्रोटेक्शन इट कैन ब्लॉक द एयर पैसेज लाइक दिस. एयर पैसेज फ्लो ब्लॉक होते ही ये जो एयर फ्लो का पाथ है वो कम हो जाएगा, रिजल्टिंग इन ब्रेथलेसनेस. और ऐसे लोग who are suffering from, who are sufferers of cystic fibrosis, not carriers, who are sufferers of cystic fibrosis have a very short lifespan. क्योंकि बॉडी पार्ट्स को ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिलेगी, obviously they'll start dying one by one, they'll start failing and the person will die. Okay, this is what happens in cystic fibrosis. Then we come to the last disease, that is phenylketonuria. What is phenylketonuria? Again, autosomal recessive disorder. ठीक है, autosomal recessive disorders जैसे अभी पहले बताया था, same thing. Okay, it is an inborn error caused due to decreased metabolism level of amino acid phenylalanine. The gene which is causing the breakdown of this amino acid phenylalanine is destroyed, is damaged, वो change हो जाती है. और अगर जीन चेंज हो गई तो उसका फंक्शन चेंज हो जाएगा. जैसी वो जीन चेंज हुई, the breakdown of phenylalanine, जो amino acid phenylalanine is a name of amino acids which make up proteins. 20 types of amino acids होते हैं ना, so this is one of those 20 types. ठीक है, हमने खाना खाया, खाना खाने में हमने डाइजेस्ट करा, ये फिर अमीनो एसिड हमारे बॉडी में गया और उसमें इसका मेटाबॉलिज्म हुआ, ये ब्रेक डाउन होता है और फिर ब्रेक डाउन होने के बाद इट इज यूज्ड फॉर क्रिएशन ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोटीन्स इनसाइड आवर बॉडी. अगर ये मेटाबोलाइज नहीं हुआ हमारी बॉडी के अंदर तो ये इकट्ठा होता रहेगा, इट विल स्टार्ट अक्यूमुलेटिंग, and if it accumulates inside a body, it leads to mental retardation. Okay, so this is what happens. The affected person does not have the enzyme that converts phenylalanine to tyrosine. हर चीज हमारी बॉडी में is controlled by biological catalyst, that is enzyme. जो enzyme carries out the conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine. अगर dash लगाएं तो it will, this metabolic reaction will be carried by an enzyme. वो enzyme is not being formed क्योंकि उस enzyme को बनाने वाली gene has got changed. Okay, as a result, the phenylalanine accumulation takes place in the body, converted into many derivatives, which results in mental retardation. थोड़ा इसको और अच्छे से समझते हैं. See, this is what happens. Your person who's not suffering from phenylketonuria. Okay, this picture is not very clear. Try to understand because I could not get a better picture for this. But this table is very good, very self-explanatory है अपने आप में. That is, we are eating food. हमने food खाया, उसमें हमने अलग-अलग sources से proteins लिए. Okay, digestion हुआ और ये सारे proteins break down into amino acids and then they are absorbed inside our body. अब यहाँ पर inside our body, what happens to the protein phenylalanine which is coming from the food? This phenylalanine is broken down in the presence of one enzyme to tyrosine. ठीक है, तो tyrosine नहीं बनता है, tyrosine बनता है and then this tyrosine is used up for various functions inside the body. Now what happens if a person is suffering from phenylketonuria? हम नॉर्मल खाना खाते हैं, बहुत सारे प्रोटीन्स खाते हैं, प्रोटीन्स हमारी बॉडी के अंदर गए फिनाइलएलेनिन के फॉर्म में, प्रोटीन्स ब्रेक डाउन हुए अमीनो एसिड्स के फॉर्म में, सारे अमीनो एसिड्स हमारी बॉडी के अंदर गए, बट जो अमीनो एसिड फिनाइलएलेनिन था, because the enzyme that was causing its conversion into tyrosine is not present or it is mutated, तो अब वो फिनाइलएलेनिन को टायरोसिन में कन्वर्ट नहीं कर पाएगी. खाना तो हम खाना बंद नहीं कर देंगे, we will keep eating food और वो फूड से फिनाइलएलेनिन आता रहेगा हमारी बॉडी में और वो accumulate होता रहेगा, यूज अप नहीं हो पाएगा. So that accumulating phenylalanine will be changed into various toxic forms and will affect the brain, resulting in mental retardation. This is what happens in phenylketonuria. Okay, or rather, the elevated brain phenylalanine and its metabolite impede the brain development by direct toxicity. इतना ज़्यादा वो अमाउंट में आ जाते हैं कि वो ब्रेन को डायरेक्टली इफेक्ट करने लगते हैं. They have a toxic effect on the brain as well as reducing the transport of tyrosine and essential amino acid to the brain. ब्रेन के लिए टायरोसिन बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. अब टायरोसिन तो बन नहीं पा रहा है, तो पहले तो टायरोसिन नहीं मिल रहा ब्रेन को, दूसरा फिनाइलएलेनिन जो कि टॉक्सिक है ब्रेन के लिए, उसका अमाउंट बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ता जा रहा है. So and then many important neurotransmitters are formed with the help of tyrosine. Neurotransmitters nerve transmission में help करेंगे. तो अगर nerve transmission नहीं होगा, messages will not be moved across synapse. टायरोसिन नहीं बना, न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर नहीं बनेंगे, messages transmission रुक जाएगा, again mental retardation is. तो तीनों reasons are causing mental retardation. Too much of phenylalanine is causing toxicity to the brain. Tyrosine nahi bana, it is necessary for brain function. Third is tyrosine is useful for making of neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters nahi bane, nerve transmission will stop. So that is why phenylalanine causes, the phenylketonuria causes mental retardation. Okay. क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स हम लोग पहले ही कर चुके हैं. क्विक रिवीजन ऑफ दोस क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स. सबसे पहले हमने किया था डाउन सिंड्रोम. द ट्राइसोमी ऑफ द 21st क्रोमोसोम. This is chromosome number 21. इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? What is this picture called as? This picture is called as the ideogram, जिसमें हम सारे chromosomes को separate करके उनकी height के accordingly arrange करते हैं. So this is chromosome, homologous chromosome number 1. उसके दोनों forms 2, 3, 4 इस तरीके से हमने उनको arrange किया on the decreasing order of their height. Now this is chromosome number 21. Instead of 2 homologous chromosomes, 3 are present. Triploidy of the 21st chromosome causes Down syndrome, Mongolian disorder. Eyelids का shape देखो, broadened forehead है, open mouth, protruding tongue. Okay, palm crease नहीं दिख रही है, but other features, facial features are visible here. ठीक है? Then is Turner's syndrome. Turner's syndrome में we know that in case of Turner's syndrome, only one X is present, the other X is not coming in the female, because of which infertile females are formed, which have the inability to conceive without infertility treatment. या तो वो 8 टेक्निक अडॉप्ट करें, यूट्रस तो में नॉर्मली बन रही है, एग ही तो नहीं बन पा रहा है प्रॉपर्ली. ठीक है, तो या तो 8 टेक्निक यूज करके दे कैन गो फॉर फर्टिलिटी, बट नॉर्मल फर्टिलिटी इनमें कभी भी नहीं हो सकती है. ओके, सेक्सुअल चेंजेस जो प्यूबर्टी के बाद होते हैं, पोस्ट प्यूबर्टी चेंजेस डू नॉट टेक प्लेस फुली, एंड adult height is quite less, low hairline, all these features we have already discussed. Majority of them, whatever is there in the NCERT, we have discussed. Then is Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome में males, it affects the males. 2X and 1Y occurs in males, resulting in feminine-like characters in the males, that is a high-pitched voice, narrow and slim shoulder. Then breast development takes place. Because of certain changes in the genes, they are more subjected to osteoporosis. They are more subjected to like diabetes. Broader hips are there. Their testicles are not properly formed. They may suffer from chances उनमें ज़्यादा हो जाती हैं varicose veins के. We studied कि उनके जो they have got longer hands and legs. That is the legs are generally longer. Okay, so these are some of the symptoms we studied in Klinefelter syndrome. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Is the time up? We have just 2 minutes. Okay. So what I'll do a quick revision of what we have done so far.